Welcome to another episode of Game Time. We are here at Kirtland Central with the Lady Broncos basketball team and head coach Devin Manning. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
You guys are having a great season. What kind of squad do you have this year for those who haven't seen you play?
We got a pretty good squad. You know, we like to get up and down. We're pressing for 32 minutes, and we're just trying to cause some chaos on the defensive end, and we're trying to take good shots on the offensive end, and it's just translating from what we did last year.
And what you did last year, you had a lot of success. Do you have a lot of seniors on this team? It seems like you had a handful of players that returned from last year's squad.
Yeah, we have 6 seniors. We have about 7 girls who are returning from last year, so we got a good core who played for us last year, and we got some young girls, we got a sophomore, 2 freshmen who are up here with us, and we're just trying to gel at the right time.
You guys are up there right at the top of the polls, which is kind of a repeat performance year after year after year. You and Los Lunas battling back and forth type deal. You two played in the state final last year. Los Lunas has played in the final 6 of the last 7 years, but you beat them already earlier this season. Do you anticipate meeting up with them again this postseason?
It's a possibility. You know, there's a lot of good teams in 4A who can really beat anyone. You got Gallup, who we just played, and it was a battle, and they've battled Los Lunas twice this year. You got Highland, who has one of the best players in the state on their team, and if we meet up with them, we meet up with them. We don't. We just play who's in front of us.
Full disclosure, for those who aren't familiar, I started my broadcasting career up here in the Four Corners, and one of the first things that people told me when I arrived is you have to go see a Kirtland Shiprock girls basketball game. You have to go see a Kirtland Shiprock girls basketball game. And coming from out of state, I wasn't as familiar with, 1, a rivalry like that, and 2, that there would be so much excitement over girls basketball in this area. But for those who haven't experienced it, explain to people what that rivalry is and the passion of basketball in this area.
It's one of the biggest rivalries in the state, and half the reason it's a big rivalry is because these girls have been playing with each other from Kirtland and Shiprock. They've been playing with each other since they were little, and so they know exactly who's on each team, what they like to do, and it's just that pride factor. We're not going to let that team beat us or let those girls beat us. But yeah, we just played them this past Saturday. We had a good crowd. Our fans showed up, and we put on a show for them. What
is the secret to the success here at Kirtland Central? Because as I mentioned earlier, it's year after year. You're competitive, you're there, you're competing for a state title.
I think it starts when they're 5, 6 years old. A lot of these girls, I think, have been playing basketball in our youth league since they were, I don't know, when they start, maybe 2nd, 3rd grade. And we've had a very successful mid-school program, and then we've had a very successful C team and JV program this year. So it starts when they're young, and then we just hope that as it builds up that we're ready to make a run when they make the varsity team.
All right, we're going to talk more about that varsity team in just a moment. Time for a little timeout. We'll be back with more Game Time after this.
I thought I was pretty tough until I became a father.
Oh, I hate those things.
What do you mean you hate it?
Real toughness is knowing when you need help.
We've all been there. Fried nerves, no sleep. None of us do it alone. If you need help, you've got to ask for it.
We need to fight for our kids' futures. It's up to all of us to make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Connect with resources and support at pulltogether.org.
Are you living the life of an athlete? The New Mexico Activities Association brings you Life of an Athlete, a resource for students, educators, and parents to understand the challenges students face. Athletes, did you know 1 night of drinking will negatively affect your athletic performance for 2 weeks? Or that athletes who drink and do drugs are twice as likely to get injured? Alcohol's effects can reduce a high school athlete's potential by as much as 20 to 30%. Are you living the life of an athlete? Log on to lifeofanathlete.com to find out today. Welcome back to Game Time. We are here at Kirtland Central and head coach Devin Manning. This program, we talked about their success. 19 state championships overall, more than any other boys or girls team in New Mexico. The last time Kirtland Central won it all was in 2012. Do you have pressure each year to put another banner up in the gym?
Yeah, every year. Every year is a pressure year for Kirtland Central. Like I said, 19 titles. They expect us to be there. The fans expect us to be there, you know. And we tried last year, we just came up a little short, and we're going to try to get another title this year. But We got to go game by game just to give ourselves a chance to be in that opportunity to play in the state championship.
Now, you played for Kirtland Central. People may or may not know that. Actually, in the New Mexico record books, in the top 10 in the state, all-time free throws in a season and career. Is there a big difference between the girls' game as opposed to the boys' game, which you played, and now you're coaching the girls?
The biggest thing is probably just athleticism overall, but overall it's just coaching. You know, I hold them to the same standards I held any of my other boys' programs before I came here. And it's just a matter if they believe in our philosophy, which they do and which they've bought into. But I would say athleticism is probably the biggest thing, but overall, if you're just trying to win.
As a player, you're money from the free throw line. Can you still beat all these ladies in a free throw shooting contest?
I'm undefeated.
Yeah, undefeated. I like it. What was your best game as a player?
Oh, I don't know.
This is like a trip down memory lane for
I
you.
would say,
what stands out the most from your career? What do you remember most?
Well, I think there's just the camaraderie that those 3 state title championship teams had. I think every year we weren't the #1 team going in the state tournament. We had to beat the best of the best in those state tournaments. Probably the one that sticks out the most is beating Farmington, our rival going in that season. I had 23 points. I had my career high in rebounds, 20 rebounds that game. So that was a fun. But all the hitting a last-second shot to beat Oñate was very special. So it's hard to pick and choose, but those 2 really stand out to me.
When you mentioned the rebounds, some of these girls were impressed. I don't think they knew how prolific you were as a player. Yeah. Getting back to this team specifically, what do you plan to work on between now and March?
I think the biggest thing is we're trying to catch our offense up with our defense. We're pretty strong defensively, and we can always be better on that end. But we got to work on being a smarter basketball team, because sometimes we go a little brain dead at moments and we let teams get back into it, or we don't get that separation we need. So overall, we just got to be a little bit smarter on the offensive end.
How important is it when you get to the postseason of getting that high seed?
It's important, but if getting the 1 seed was that important, we would have won last year. You know, it's just a matter of matchups, really, and if we get the right matchups or we get the wrong matchups, you know. But obviously you want to host the first round, but then after that it's really a crapshoot. Anybody can beat anybody when you get to the pit.
Well, you're having a great year. Something tells me we'll see you at the pit once again. Thanks for joining us this week. I appreciate it. Good luck, ladies, the rest of the way.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Game Time after this.
New Mexico Gas Company rebate programs can help you save money and use energy more efficiently. Your furnace is essential for those colder seasons. Natural gas is the best way to heat your home. A natural gas furnace offers exceptionally even heat. It also costs less than most other heating systems. Have a high-efficiency heater or boiler installed by a participating contractor and earn up to a $375 rebate. For more information on New Mexico Gas Company rebate programs, visit nmgco.com.
The challenge is on. Which school can get the most downloads of the NMAA 24/7 app? Take part in the NMAA 24/7 app download challenge presented by Fiesta Auto Group. It could win your school some money. Starting this week through Sunday, March 8th, we want to see which school can get the most downloads of the best tool to follow high school sports. The winning school will receive $1,500. A winner will be announced for a big school division, Class 4A and 5A, and a small school division, Class A through 3A. The winning school in each of the 2 categories will be awarded $1,500 at the NMAA State Basketball Championships. There are some rules. First, you have to download the NMAA 24/7 app and register. It's easy. Download the NMAA 24/7 app at the App Store or Google Play. It's free. And make sure to follow your favorite team at your school. You must follow at least one team under the My Teams section. That way we can count your download. Go to your profile on the app and click Edit My Teams. It's just that easy. Also, make sure your notifications are turned on. Once you've done that, then tell your friends and family to do the same. The more downloads your school gets, the better your chances are to win. It's the NMAA 24/7 app download challenge presented by Fiesta Auto Group. Good luck, and make sure to let your community know to download the NMAA 24/7 app. It could result in $1,500 for your school. Welcome back to Game Time. We're at Kirtland Central this week. The Lady Broncos are the most successful basketball program in the state. And speaking of success, the Pecos boys basketball team has won a state title in each of the last 3 seasons. In fact, they're considered one of the favorites to maybe win another one in about a month. They have some players on their team that know nothing other than winning a state title, and they'd like to cap off their career with one more. Right now, the road to the Blue Trophy in basketball goes through Pecos. The Panthers won it all in 2017, 2018, and 2019. They're trying to make it 4 in a row in 2020.
You know, they won 1 state championship, and then they won 2, and that bug just kind of has bitten them. And so now, you know, I can't get them out of a gym.
The Panthers brought back 12 of their 14 players from last season and have a roster with 9 seniors. Those upperclassmen don't know anything other than winning a state title.
A lot of the older guys, they tell us, you better win it, you better keep it going.
Xavier Padilla is their 2,000-point man, Anthony Armijo is their floor general point guard, and Ishmael Villegas is their big man in the middle.
The passes.
Up-tempo is how to describe them. These guys like to run. Their coach says it's in the culture.
We're a culture of runners up here. We're high altitude, and we've won state. We won 3 straight years. I think we took 3rd this year, boys. And so really, they're runners. And so that helps us immensely as far as basketball is concerned.
It gives us that advantage. A lot of teams have height. We really don't have that. Our advantage is our speed.
The Panthers take on all comers, even beating Class 5A competitor Clovis earlier this season.
We know what it takes to try and get to the championship game, or just try to get past the first round for that matter, and it's hard, and it's a new season, and so we try to stack our schedule and play the toughest teams we can play.
Their motto is stay humble and be hungry.
Good job, good job.
There is some pressure, but it's our last year. We just gotta play how we do. We just want a perfect ending to our career and everything like that.
If history repeats itself, the Blue Trophy might just go to the green and gold again. That's going to do it for this episode of Game Time. Remember to keep it here for all your high school sports action all year long. We post a new episode every Tuesday on our website. Until next time, here's your meme of the week.